Well, how are you guys?
We're great.
Good.
Doing
Good.
good.
Good. Does it feel weird to be back in March and now like to think about where you were last year at this time and how much things have changed?
Yeah, it's bizarre. Yeah, I think you go through we went through months of the realization that things were changing, and you're like, I don't want them to change, and they are, and especially for us, I think being off the road has been really tough and kind of weird, but probably good for us in the long run. It's the first time we've done this in a long time. So we had to face a lot of, things that we can kind of put off by being busy, I think, during this time.
But you guys did stay pretty busy, right? During the pandemic, each of you have had a lot of different things going on. So just kind of tell me about how you filled your time in the past year, what things are looking like for you guys.
Yeah, we're kind of going into what is going to be the busiest time I think in our band's history. Probably we really banked a lot of material. I think because we couldn't go out on tour, we worked and we wrote a ton of songs and planned tours and all that kind of stuff. So it's exciting. I think we feel like we're kind of itching to get back going. It feels like we're gonna go kind of crazy there for a while.
Gotcha. So family lives staying pretty busy too, or are things kind of still a little relaxed for you guys?
That's pretty crazy. I think all of us we're all figuring it out, but Bear and I have young kids, and so we're having to wear a lot of different hats. We wake up and trying to get them going, and my kids are at home doing school, so spend the first part of the day trying to relearn the things that I probably should have learned when I was a kid, and then try to do something creative during the day, and so it's challenging, but it's awesome. I mean, like if you would have asked us 5 years ago if we would have had the opportunity to be home with our kids for a year, even in pretty terrible circumstances, I mean, we would have probably all jumped on that. Just we don't get to do that very often. So to be home and get to see them kind of grow up right in this time is pretty sweet, even in a a crazy thing that we're all going through.
And Seth, I know you've got tree houses you've been building, right?
Yeah. So yeah, sometimes those are my kids, but I also enjoy getting to be Uncle Seth, the Bear and Josh's kids, and playing and getting them riled up, and then getting to go not have kids. Now
Gosh.
we know your plan. We get it. Yeah, I live vicariously through you.
So, in all the busyness that you've kind of been experiencing, like what would be one thing you would need to survive the day? Like, I can't go through the day without this.
Mine is I'll just go and tell you, mine's right here. I'm drinking it right now. So I go through a whole case of these a day, probably. So
Nice. Which
that's
flavor?
mine. This is limoncello, which is pretty epic. I like that.
That's
But
pretty good.
yeah, I'll take anything, really. I mean, yeah, I used to, I think we all had a phase where we were drinking a lot more, like a lot of Diet Coke and a lot of just soft drinks and stuff. This has actually got me off of it pretty much completely. So, but if they tell me this is bad for me,
You're
that's
in
going to be bad news. Yeah, because it's all over. Yeah, so that's mine.
I think I've got to have this is my thing. I don't know if you can see this. I've got incense going out of my candle right now. This is kind of my reset every day. So I like these Ranger candles and then coffee.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, unsweet tea and Palo Santo incense from me.
Okay, interesting. Okay, cool. So then tell me about Survival, your song that you worked on with Drew and Ellie Holcomb, story behind it, how it was working with them, just kind of the story behind
Yeah, we've toured with them a lot, and we're really good friends, and outside of music as well, which is cool, and so I just made it easy. I think when I heard that chorus for the first time when I was writing it, I just thought there needs to be a girl on the top line. It needs to be a strong voice, and Ellie's came to mind. It was perfect for that, and I think the song is really actually like we kind of pride ourselves, I think, on the lyrics being a little heavy and deep at times, and this one is not necessarily like that. It's kind of like I'm just saying it the way I feel that day, and I think there's something kind of refreshing about that. You know, the line in the chorus about needing a revival, a constant revival. I think that's something that's true about me. I feel like I'm still learning and exploring what it means, you know, what God is and who He is and those things. And so I think really that's what the song's a reminder of. And the song's fun. It was the first one. Like we've done stuff with Drew and Ellie before where it's been kind of a ballad. We're like, we want something when you come to the show, we play it. We're like, it's actually rocking. So we're stoked about it.
Cool. Awesome. So to get back into doing some socially distant concerts, and you've got a live album recording coming up, what are you excited for? Is there maybe a difference now from like touring before the pandemic to touring now? Is there a difference for you guys and how you approach it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if we'll do it differently, but I think we certainly appreciate it more. It's been funny, like we did a live stream not that long ago where we had sort of a live audience, you know, not in the room, but like on these TVs and stuff. And we got done with the performance and we sort of had forgotten somehow that they weren't there. It felt like they kind of were, and we were just really into it and we're all sweating and like we hit the last note and we're like, man, that feels good. You know, we took our ears out and it was like, we could hear ourselves walking off the stage. This awkward silence of like, this really is fake. This doesn't feel totally real yet. So I think even the fact that we're like looking forward to just any time we get to play for people is really cool. I think it'll make this next year, so I think really fresh for us and hopefully for the people that are dying to see live music, because I know I am.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. So what is one thing in the past year that you're carrying with you into like March on in 2021?
Yeah, I think an appreciation for all the things that we've been going without. And Bear just mentioned probably the biggest one for us. I mean, I think for me personally, time has made the heart grow fonder. I think that's been true for me as it relates to my relationship with these guys and with my relationship with playing live music. I mean, I didn't think I could love that anymore, but take it away, and then it really is telling of how much you miss something like that. So that's it for me.
What about you, Josh?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think there is an appreciation. You know, some of those little things that even what Bear was saying, like I remember like when we're on tour, we play, you know, we're play 4 or 5 nights a week sometimes. And just the idea of like putting in your monitors and in your ears and like the walk up, and we're all like hearing people and there's just all these things that like we totally, you know, I don't know if we took it for granted, but you definitely realize that it's not there when it's not there. And just being able to sit in a dressing room after the show and talk about how cool it was that we did this thing, or what we saw these people out there. We saw like a family down front. They were like kids, probably their first show. Like we just get to do a lot of really cool things like that. And so to not have that has been a bummer, you know. And I think for us to be able to go out and do that, I think we're going to probably take, you know, I think Bear said it in an earlier interview, but you know, we'll definitely be saying yes a lot more. I feel like just wanting to, you know, experience life and do things that, you know, that not only bring us happiness, but hopefully other people's happiness as well.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, I think for me, it's cool that because you know, we were off so much and we didn't have a tour we were looking forward to. I think I got a little more when I thought about creativity, or when I started to work, I had less of sort of like a destination in mind, if that makes sense. I had less, it wasn't a means to an end. It was more like, okay, today is just today. I'm exploring this thing. And I think that took some pressure off and for me opened the walls up a little bit. And I definitely hope that I can take that into the future, not to get too carried away with what's coming next. So yeah, it's exciting.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, guys. And I just wish you the best and your touring coming up and your albums, and for this busy season for you guys. I'm so excited for all you guys are going to get to do.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for having us. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Megan.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.